Now for our only South Carolina Gamecock to make his presentation, Shelley McCain.
Let's see, is that working? Okay, that seems pretty good. Coach Mullen, great to have you here today. I get a little confused with all the mascot shifting in the Magnolia State. Mississippi State is the one with the bulldog, man's best friend, right? And Ole Miss is the one with the wild animal that steals picnic baskets. I'm referring, of course, to the black bear, not to any former Ole Miss players.
Whoa!
By the way, Coach Mullen, are those billboards rented month to month, or are you committed for a whole year? Well, the verdict is in. The NCAA says Auburn is not guilty in the matter of the recruitment of Cam Newton. Just no real evidence. Apparently, the NCAA thought there might be skeptics, so they issued a very well-documented opinion about the lack of credible evidence. As support for their finding, they cited two well-known California cases, the State versus O.J. Simpson and the State versus Michael Jackson, and a recent case in Florida, the State versus Casey Anthony. It was hard for the NCAA to find evidence of other misdeeds because only one of the four players who appeared in the documentary where they said they were paid to play agreed to actually talk to the NCAA investigators. The question is, were they afraid? Some University of Alabama conspiracy theorists now think the oak trees at Toomer's Corner were poisoned because they knew too much about Cam Newton. While we're on the subject of Auburn, who saw the Auburn-Florida game Saturday night? Was that a great game? Florida's punt return guys dropped 3 punts, proving that if Florida had been the sky, it could have dropped the Goodyear blimp Saturday night. One local media outlet reported this morning that a significant number of University of Memphis season ticket holders were mounting an Occupy Tiger Lane style protest over the U of M's problems in football and its lack of viable options during the current conference realignment. That story was later corrected when it was discovered that what appeared to be angry season ticket holders was instead a group of about 10 homeless men who were confused because they couldn't find Liberty Land or the Mid-South Fair. Last week, I listened to Athletic Director R.C. Johnson explain to Dave Beloshin the many options the Tigers are exploring for a new conference affiliation. Although the Tigers have lost their last 16 conference games, R.C. feels they are well positioned to move to a better conference as soon as the losing streak ends. In response to Dave's question about Big 12 membership, R.C. said he talked to the Big 12, and Dave assured him most Memphis fans would be happy to end up there. Up to that moment, I thought Memphis Madness only referred to the opening night of basketball practice. Open up the commercial appeal Sunday to see if forward Rebel Bears had spent another $100 to buy a full-page ad about the awful state of Ole Miss football. They had not. I guess they thought the reporter's story about the Alabama game was enough, so they saved their money for today. I think most of us believe punishment should fit the crime. Ole Miss disciplined running back Brandon Bolton and 3 other Ole Miss players for a violation of team rules by not allowing them to play in the 52-7 loss to Alabama Saturday night. How exactly was that punishment? That's like Custer disciplining his starting bugle player. By making him stay home at the Ford instead of going to play Sitting Bull at the Little Bighorn. I don't know how many of you saw it. Ole Miss tailgating and the Grove were featured in yesterday's Sunday travel section of the New York Times and in Parade magazine, at least the version that appeared in Commercial Appeal. Nice big stories. I'll leave these up here if anyone wants them. The article talked about. Hello? Oh, well.
Must be a short.
Let's not talk about shorts when I'm in
Ad lib.
Both articles talked about how much Ole Miss alums love the Grove and their elaborate post-game parties. You know what they say at Ole Miss, we may lose the game. The Times plans to cover Ole Miss's game with Arkansas in next week's bridal section. Bill, I guess you're aware of this. There was a near brawl following the end of Georgia's narrow 5-point victory over Vanderbilt in Nashville. The officials had left the field when Todd Grantham, Georgia's defensive coordinator, said something to Coach at Franklin, which caused him to take offense. No one knows for sure what happened. Some think the Georgia defensive players were taunting the Vanderbilt offensive line about the performance of their stock options during the third fiscal quarter. It could have turned very ugly. Video replay showed that many of the Vandy fans were carrying concealed blackberries. And finally, I just want to close with this. Coach Mullen, I don't blame you for what happened Saturday. However, South Carolina lost its All-American center fielder, Jackie Bradley, for the last half of the 2011 baseball season when he was injured at a game at Mississippi State back in April. Still, we came back and won the College World Series for the second year in a row. So despite Marcus Lattimore's season-ending injury, I think history has a good chance of repeating itself. I think we'll be back in the College World Series. I do want to acknowledge my buddy Steve Hedgepeth over here. Steve and I did the quarterback club together for about 5 years with pretty much an equal division of labor. He did everything except tell the Tennessee jokes, and that was what I did. So please, those of you in the quarterback club, be sure and speak to Steve.